Hello my dear students, welcome to computer science class. Let us begin with our chapter, that is spreadsheet. In our previous video class we have seen what is a spreadsheet, what are its applications, some basic concepts of spreadsheets we have seen, and certain options related to the file menu, that is how to open an Excel file, an existing file, print option, print preview, what is save and save as options. Few of the options we have discussed. In today's video class, let us move on to the next menu, that is edit menu. Under the edit menu, we have a different options like cut, copy, paste, paste special, find, go to, replace. Okay, so these are the few options that we are going to discuss in today's class. But we should remember that edit menu always work with the selections. So before you perform any of these operations, you need to select the text first. Now let us see the options one by one. The first option that we need to discuss here is undo editing. Undo editing here, it actually erases the last changes that you have done to your document. It will change back to an older state. Suppose recently you have made some changes to your document, but very soon you doesn't want those changes to be there. Then you can go for undo editing, that is Ctrl plus Z. You can manually choose it from the option undo editing from the standard toolbar. Otherwise you can even use the shortcut key. The next option here we need to discuss is about cut and copy. Cut shortcut key is Ctrl X, copy is Ctrl C. These operations we can perform only when we have selected certain content. Suppose if you select a content and go for the cut option, whatever the content is being actually is cut or content it has been selected will be it will be stored in the clipboard. Clipboard is a one physical, it's a part of the computer memory where it holds the recent contents. And the very next time when you go for copy, what content is there in the clipboard, the very recent content, the same thing will be copied. Fine. Next we have the option is paste. So as I said, the very recent content will be stored in the clipboard. Okay, wherever the cursor you place it, and if you perform the paste option, that is Ctrl plus P, okay, irrespective of how many number of times you would like to paste, the recent content was is there in the clipboard will be pasted n number of times. The next option here we have is paste special. Paste special is one kind of an option wherein it will help you to paste the contents with and without formatting. You have a different options like with formatting, without formatting, or if you would like to store it in a web content format. So the different options are there in the paste special. The next option here we need to discuss is clear or the delete. Okay, if you doesn't want that content to be there, then you can just select it and you can go for the delete option onto your keyboard, or you have even clear option also. Okay, next we have is the select all. Suppose if you would like to make the changes to your entire document at once, if you would like to make the changes, then go for the select all option, that is Ctrl plus A. Like for example, to your entire document you would like to add the shadings, entire document if you would like to change the font size, style, coloring, or the text color. So all these options you can perform globally at once a time by using an option, that is select all. Next we have find. Find is an option that would help you to search for the desired text in your Excel file. Okay, so irrespective of how many number of different types of words you would like to search for, this find would help you to easily search for the specific particular word in your document. Okay, next we have is the replace. Replace would help you to find the text automatically and replace it with a different text whichever you would like for the changes for. Okay, under the replace we have a different kinds of replace and replace, all different kinds of options we have. The next option is the go to. Go to would help you to go to the specific comment if you have added in your Excel document, or specific bookmarks if you have created, or else if you can even migrate from one cell to the another cell by using the go to option. So I know all these options we have seen under the word processing, but the same options will be applicable even in the Excel file. Let us see how these options will work in the Excel file here. I have already opened one Excel file here, and I have already created one table here. If you carefully observe this attendance report, so this is an heading wherein I made it applicable to my entire table. So this attendance report, to applicable to the entire table, I have used an option called as, that is, merge and center. If I remove this merge and center, actually here in the content I have typed in the A1 cell. This is A1 cell, this is B1 cell, this is C1 cell. If you are unable to see here, I'll just widen it. See, this is how exactly it looks like, because I have typed the content in the A1. But I don't want this one to happen. I want this in the complete table attendance report has to be applied to the entire table. Then I should select the range right from A1 to C1, then go for merge and center option. Then it will be applicable to the entire table. Now herein I have used the wrap text option here. So if I had not, here is a wrap text option. If I had not used the wrap text option, it would actually, contents will be hidden. Either you need to widen your column width, but it doesn't look much better. So what I should do is, I'll just select I'll not widen that much here. So I'll just select these headings and just go for the wrap text here. What does wrap text will do? Wrap text will make sure that the content in this particular columns will be visible entirely just by displaying them in the multiple lines. Then I have just added the borders here. I've selected this entire table. Actually, I've selected this. Usually it will be like, no borders. It will be like this, no borders, when I basically create my table. What I do, if I want to add the borders and everything, I'll just select your table, and then here onto the standard formatting toolbar, here I have an borders option. I have to go for all borders. Okay, this is how I have added the border, and the same thing, I have just selected the content. I have just changed the font color here. I have chosen the red in color. These have so here also you can just take a different colors. If you wish for some different colors, you can take. So this is how you can add all the formatting styles to your table. Now I'll be showing you how to do the cut, copy, paste. Now recently I've changed this particular color, right, font color, but I don't want that. I just want to retain back to my older state itself. Directly I can go for that is Control Z. See, here you have undo shortcut key, here you have redo. Okay, if I go for redo, I'll retain it to the newer state. If I go to the undo, I'll go back to the older state. This is an option. Next I have to show you cut and copy. So if I have to cut, you just select your content first. Okay, directly you can go for the Control X, or you can even choose that from the standard toolbar here, Control X. So but once if you cut, the next thing, this content will be stored in the clipboard. The next thing, either you need to copy it, or either you can go for pasting it. So what I'll do is, here I wanted to paste it, so I'll just hold the selection and click onto select the selection where you want that content to be pasted, and click onto the paste option. If you see it here, for these cells I done the formatting changes, but here I haven't done. That is the reason why I'm able to see in this way. So again, as per your requirement, you can just widen the cells here. So this is how your table look. Okay, so you can paste n number of times wherever you would wish to. So here again I'll select it, here I'll select it, the content, and again I'll go for for the paste option here. Again I have copied it, and then n number of times you can just go for the paste option. How many number of times you want, you can go for the paste option. I hope students you are able to understand. But what if I want to delete it? Then you just select it. I'll paste it here again. Once again I'll just retain it back here, Control Z. Here I'll paste it again because I need it, this particular table. But I don't want this particular table. Then you can go for the delete option. So first you need to select it, go for the delete option, so it will clear your table. Fine. Now let us see to the find and replace. So Control plus F is the shortcut key for the find. Otherwise you can even go to the find option which is present here. It is the same. So I'll go for the find option here. So what you would like to find? I would like to find the name called as Ramya. I want to find that where it is. So just go for the find next. See, the Ramya has been selected. Now I would like to find out the PU1H section, which is 2 times I have given, right? So PU1H I would like to find. So when I go for the find all option, see, it is showing you 2 times it is there in the cell, that is C3. If you observe, dollar is like reference, it is in the sheet 2. This is my Excel file name, Excel1 Microsoft. In this particular workbook, in the sheet 2, I have at C3 cell. Isn't it? This is C3 cell. You can see here name box. It is showing as C3. We have P1H section, and even in the which cell, this is which cell? This is C4. So even in the C4 cell also I have P1 section, because I have taken a option that is find all. I hope children you are able to understand. Now let us move on to the replace option. So find what? Find P1H section and replace it with what? I would like to replace it with P1, that is P1I section I would like to replace it with. So first thing is what? You can go for replace all automatically or just go for the replace. So replace. This is how you can have the find and replace. Next option I would like to show you is, that is go to. I'll just retain the contents here, go to. So Control plus G is a one, that is go to. Here I didn't add any bookmark or the comment. So but I know the cell numbers, to which cell numbers I need to migrate. So here directly I'll give the cell number as, I would like to go it for C5. This is my C5, isn't it? This is C5, and this is what is B5. So here the reference, go to where, I'll tell you the go to, I'll go for C5. So click OK. See, automatically the cursor goes to the C5. Similarly again I'll show you with some other cells I'll show for. Then I would like to go for B4. So B4, click on to B4. What content is there in B4? 25. So I'll just click on to. See, your cell is being selected. So like this, these are options are there. Select all, that is Control plus A. I was there in this particular table, that's what select all. Suppose if I click here, if I am outside your table and then go for select all, your entire document will be selected right from the beginning to the last. But if right now if I am into the table, then if I go for select all, then your entire table will be selected. So these are the few options that is under the edit menu. Let us continue with our PPT here. Next, which menu we are going to study is about the view menu. So what are the different options under the view menu we have is, the first option here we have is a normal view that shows the text and graphics but not the margins, headers or the footers. The next we have is the print layout. So print layout is a one, it will view your document after how the printing appears. Okay, after printing how your document appears, no, the same way the print layout will give. And the ruler, we know already it gives you the status of the page with the numeric values, where you can adjust the left and right indents, could be you can adjust. Apart from that, under the view menu, we even have the header and footer. How we have added for the word processing, the same way you can add the header to, and always you remember the header appears on the top margin of every page, where you can add the title, the document name, which department it belongs to, all that contents you can add it in the header. Similarly, we have footer. Footer always appear at the bottom of your page, wherein you can add the date, page numbers you can add, or which department, any additional text if you would like to print it onto your Excel file, you can add it in the footer. What are the steps to have an header and footer in your Excel document is, again, go to the insert tab there, click onto the insert tab onto the ribbon. Okay, click on header or the footer and choose the specific style, because we have a different kinds of styles under the header and footer. The next to last option here is a zoom slider. Zoom slider will help you to change the size of your pages being displayed at. Okay, so it doesn't change the size that would print at. Printing in the sense we have A4, A3, okay, letter, okay. So those, they will not change to up to that. It will just change the percentage, the size of your page which will be displayed at your window. That is what is the zoom slider. So now let us discuss about the options related to the view menu. Let us come back to our Excel file here. Okay, so in the view menu, okay, by default we are under the normal view, wherein it doesn't have any kinds of margins or graphics, nothing it is having. It's a very simple layout of how your Excel document will view. Next, the very next view we have is a print layout. Once you click on to the print layout, it will make your document to appear, okay, as how you will be getting your document after printing. This is how you are getting the document will be printed at. That is what is your print layout option. The same way if I go for the full screen, this is how the full screen will be appearing. Full screen reading it is. Okay, so there are different kinds of views that you can click on to the, you can see for the normal page layout, okay, that is, and then full screen view. The next option here I should tell you about the ruler. Right now you can see the ruler here, students. You can see the ruler, but what if I doesn't want to weave the ruler? So uncheck it. Okay, if you are using the ruler, you can just, resize your, left and the right indents. The same way you can just, increase or decrease your left side or the right side indents. You can just go for the margins. Fine. So here, and I'll just retain it back here. I would like to come for the normal view. Okay. Next we have how to have an insert or the that is header and the footer. Let us retain back the content as it was. Once again, see how to add the insert header and footer. So come to the insert menu here. So herein we have the header and footer option. Click on to the header and footer option. So as soon as you click on to the header, so here it comes the header. Now herein it is asking you some content to be added in the header. So I would like to add here as spreadsheets. Alright, here I would like to add an header as a spreadsheet, and I'll go for the footer here, and here I'm going to add the footer as a content here as CS department. Alright, this is how I have added the header and footer. Can you see the header? It is appearing here and the footer is appearing here. Okay. Now again, you can even hide the grid lines also. I'll just retain it back here. You can even hide the grid lines. Can you see the back end? Some grid lines you are able to see here, but I don't want this one grid lines to view. So what I do is I'll just go and uncheck under the view tab. I'll just uncheck the grid lines. Can you see the grid lines? No, here, because I have unchecked the grid lines. Okay, when you take a printout of your document, all this grid lines will not appear on your document. Just the table what you have have in your Excel file, only the content will be appeared with all its borders and everything, whatever the formatting you have applied, no, it will be appearing on your printed document. Apart from this, back end all the grid lines will not appear. I hope you are able to understand few of the options related to the view menu. Alright, now same way, under the insert tab we also have a different options like how to insert an image, logos and all. So for that I'll take a new that is worksheet. I'll just click onto the new worksheet here. So this insert option will help you to have an picture onto your Excel file, which could be an embedded. Okay, so I'll just have a picture of this and just click onto the insert. So herein it's a huge picture, so what I can do is I would like to go for resizing it. You can just resize it as much as possible. Okay, you just need to resize. So you can insert the pictures. Okay, you can add the different kinds of layout, how you want that picture to be appearing. Okay, you can all add these things. You can even crop your picture. Okay, you can just click on to the crop option, crop your picture how much you want. Okay, you can crop like this. Okay, you just need to crop, you would like to, okay, just crop like this. See, you can crop your pictures. Apart from that, you can add the clip art if you want, different kinds of images if you want. Just click on to those pictures. Apart here also you can just add the picture effects, whichever you want. Picture border you wanted, you can add the border this way. Plus apart from that, you can even draw the drawings. You can even use the drawing tools, like we have the shapes here. You can have the shapes like this, fine, and you can make the changes to the shapes. Okay, this drawings will help you to draw the diagrams wherein you cannot have any wavy lines and all. So these are very important in the Excel. Few of the options that is related to the insert menu. Now let us move on to the next interesting options, that is the goal seek. And just retain back all these contents. Okay, we have a very important option, that is goal seek. Let us have some numbers here, students. 110, just randomly I'm giving some numbers over here. 200, 2000 I have given. Okay, 23. Okay, now what I'll do is I have one option known as goal seek. But before we perform goal seek, let us know what exactly the goal seek is. We have seen all that insert menu. So what is goal seek? It's a process of calculating a value by performing what if analysis on a given set of values. So it lets us to adjust the values used in formula to achieve a specific goal. Suppose if I have to perform any calculations, okay, after that I'll perform the sum of all those cells, numbers what I have given in different cells. But somewhere I know I got a wrong result because I might have entered some wrong value in particular cell. So this goal seek will help you to reach to your desired answer by changing any one of the value in those particular cells. Practically I'll be showing you. Similarly, the other option here I'm having is the spelling check. That would help you for checking for the spelling of a particular text in a currently open worksheet. How we have a spelling check and grammar, like how we have a suggestions, red wavy line, okay, indicates that as a spelling mistake, green wavy line if I'm getting that as a grammatical mistake. Same option we have it in the Excel also. And we have error checking. See, in Excel, as we are using the Excel for extensively to perform the calculations, suppose if we write any wrong formula and if you are not able to select the give the range of cells, if I'm not able to write the formula properly or select the range of the cells, then the error checking would help us to recognize where we have done the mistakes, and it also provides you the suggestions. That is what is an error checking. Then the next option here we have is macros. What is a macro? Macro is a series of instructions that could be performed by the single operation. Okay, wherein if to perform the macros we need to have an Microsoft Visual Basic. One should have a programming knowledge about Microsoft Visual Basic. See, suppose you want certain calculations, and if you doesn't want to write any formula, just by creating a macros you can just run that particular macro, then automatically the calculations will be created for you. So these options I'll be showing you practically. So herein we shall first see the goal seek. So herein some values I have given you. So I'll just make it bold and I'll just increase the font so that you can clearly observe the values. So what I do is I just want the sum of it. So onto your home tab we have something known as auto sum here, an option. Okay, so what you can do is just click on this. Okay, you can just click on to the sum option here. So click on sum. See here, 2233 is the sum what we have got. Automatically it will take the formula is equal to. Here in the formula in the Excel always begin with an equals to sign, then the built-in function name, that is sum, and then the range of cells. Isn't it? This is F1, this is F2, F3 and F4. To select the range of cells, we need to give the starting cell number, that is F1 to F4. Clear? I'll just show this again operation. So just select these cells. Okay. Then we have something option known as auto sum. This auto sum will help you to immediately perform some calculations such as an average, maximum value. Okay. So we have minimum value. All those built-in functions, you can even count the numbers. You have more about more functions. You have hyperlink. So different kinds of built-in functions we are having. Okay, so I'll go for the auto sum right now. So directly I got this one 2233. How did I get? The Excel by itself will use an built-in functions by specifying the equals to. Remember, equals to the sign will always begin with the formula first, and then the function name, inbuilt function name what you have chosen for, and then the range. Clear? Now similarly I want to count the numbers, so just click on to this option, count the numbers. See how many are there? 5. That's 1 2 3 4 and 5. Like this you can use the functions. So this one I'll just delete it. Okay, now I want the total of actually 2250 I want, but I have got 2233. Maybe someone in any of these cells I have made a mistake. Then you can go for the goal seek. So under the data tab we have something known as what if analysis. So here and we have that what if analysis. So here if you click on to this triangle we have option known as goal seek. So cell number where you would like to have the goal seek it is asking. Okay, so you need to select the cell wherein you have to have the answer like 2250 and then go for the what if analysis. Click on to the goal seek. Here set the cell for FFI you would like to change. To what value would like to change? I want 2250 as I said, 2250. Which cell you would like to change? I would like to change this F4 cell I would like to change. Either you can manually type it as F4 or else you just click on. Directly it will take as F4 and just say it as OK. See, it has changed by itself. I didn't make any changes. You just give the target value what you would like to change it for and just specify the cell where you would like to make the changes. By itself the goal seek would help you to reach to the targeted value. See, target value is this one and the current value they have reached to this at the cell number F5. This is how the goal seek would work. So just click on to the OK. Clear? So next thing is I just wanted to show you the macro. Okay, this one I'll just delete. Okay, I'll retain it, no problem. I'll go for the macro. To have a macro, we should actually go for the, it's a series of instruction that could be issued using a single command. Already I have created a macros here. So under the weave tab, something we have known as already the macros. So click onto the macro. I have already recorded one macro as welcome. So I'll just click onto the weave macros. So I'll create a new macro for you. So record a macro. So my macro name will be 1. Okay. So herein what I'll give the description, I would like to have here as, I want a message box onto my Excel file as welcome. I want this one text to be printed. Okay. And just click on to the OK option here. When I click on to the OK option, you go back again to the macros here and then weave macros. Already this macro one is there for us, right? I'll just click on to the run. See, I got an Excel file as welcome. How did I get this message box actually? So what I did is, I have already created one macro. Then if I go for edit option here, it will connect me to the Microsoft Visual Basic Text Editor. Therein I have written one code here actually. This is what the code was actually been written. So I'll just delete this one. This is the code what I had written. If you know this, okay, easily you can run the code. When you run the code right in the Visual Basic, you'll get a ready-made macro here. So these were the few options that was being related to the insert menu. So further more options we shall discuss in our next class. Thank you students. Take care of yourself.